92.5
XTU.
Welcome back to Eagles Primetime Live. The XTU Student Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Jim Sapala's Kia of Westchester and Kia of Coatesville.com. Always remember, Jim Sapala wants to see ya in a Kia.
All right, we're back here, Eagles Primetime Live. We have Todd Hermans, Jason Kelsey, Doc, and Andy, and it's time for our Student Athlete of the Week.
Deanna Hauck is here. Woo! Hi. Deanna's from Garnett Valley High School. What year are you? What do you play? What's your deal, girl?
Year 2017. I'm a sophomore, and I play lacrosse and field hockey.
Very good. What's your favorite?
Lacrosse.
Cool.
That's impressive.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Do you know if I went to a lacrosse or a field hockey game, I would have no idea what was going on?
Really?
Yeah, I have no clue. I went to a small farm town, and lacrosse and field hockey were not anywhere near
I think,
us.
though, that you can probably figure it out.
Well, I figure if you put it in the goal, you get a point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're blowing penalty flags and stuff. Like, I still don't really understand hockey all that much.
Do you have like a secret little thing that you do? What position do you play in field hockey?
Attack.
Okay. So I was really good. I played field hockey when I was in junior high, and I was really good at just like hammering the girls' shins with my stick and never getting called for that.
What position is that?
That's the hammer.
It's the cheater.
So what is attack? Is that offense?
Very aggressive.
Then? Are you in the offense?
Yeah, it's offense.
Okay.
So do you do something that, like, what's your little move that you don't get caught doing?
I don't do anything like that.
No, you shouldn't.
No, she's a good player.
It's called sportsmanship, Andy.
Yeah.
I was just very aggressive.
Also,
Right, Jason? What they're teaching at that end of the table is not good.
They didn't let me on the high school team. You know what? Okay, so you have some questions for the guys. Let's just change the subject here.
Okay. If you didn't get drafted to the NFL, what would you be doing now?
Oh, man, that is such a good question that I ask myself every day.
Every
and
day.
I still cannot answer it.
Todd looks himself in the mirror and says, "Who am I?"
Who are you? God, I would have to think that I would be... You know, I started going to school for architecture, so I would think that I would be somewhere in the architecture field.
Yeah, I mean, that's yeah. Good job.
Chelsea too, huh?
No, I got nothing. I literally didn't have a backup plan, so I really didn't plan it out very well. But I mean, I was a marketing major, so ideally I would use what I got my degree in.
You'd be marketing something.
Yeah, I mean,
He'd be selling something.
Yeah, marketing, sales, same
Be
thing.
marketing
really.
your architecture business.
There you go. You guys
we
could
go.
have teamed up.
Yeah, so me and Ty would be.
Yeah, we
working
would be
together.
working together basically at the largest architecture firm in the country.
Physically.
Yes, physically.
Just two big guys building stuff.
Stupid guys building stuff and selling it.
Marketing it well.
Next question.
If or when you make a mistake during a game, how do you let that affect the rest of your game?
Well, ideally, you don't want to let it affect the rest of your game. There's always like a saying like "snap and clear." You want to remember the mistake so it doesn't happen again. But at the same time, you still want to be able to go out there and play and aggressive and not let that mistake slow you down. And that's the biggest thing that we try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a really big mistake and it lives with you for a little while. But ideally, you want to try and let it out of your mind as soon as possible.
Agreed. I think that probably the higher that you go with sports, the more you'll find that players don't let their mistakes affect them. And I think that in the NFL, there aren't too many guys that actually let that happen. Sometimes you'll see it. And probably the most obvious one is quarterbacks. If they make a mistake and they end up just having a really, really bad game, and it just piles on top of each other. But the really, really good ones, the special ones, can make a mistake, learn from it, drop it out of their mind, and never make it again, and keep moving forward fearlessly.
As you're talking about this, I'm thinking about Donovan McNabb and how something bad would happen on the field and he would laugh, and the fans hated him for that,
yeah.
right? But, was that his way of kind of shaking it off and moving on?
Well, I mean, each player has their different little mechanism of how to forget, screwing up, and that might have been Donovan's. Not appreciated so much by the fans when they see him laughing about an interception or something like that, or a bad throw. But Donovan had a very illustrious career here for the Eagles, and whatever he did to shake it off did him well.
See, like Eli Manning needs a different way of doing it. When he makes a mistake, he goes into that pout look. Everybody busts him on
That's
that
more
all
of
the
a
time.
born-on look. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
really his way of dealing with it.
He's like,
Can't help it.
Born that way.
Mouth breather. He'd be really good as the dummy play caller on the sidelines. What's your next question?
Segue.
Wow.
If you had one piece of advice to give me, what would it be?
Well, I think I would stem back to your first question, and I would say have a backup plan. Just
Mom's like, thank you.
just in case the first one doesn't work out. You need to have something to fall back on.
Marketing and architecture.
Kelsey and I were very fortunate.
They're not all the sports.
We're gamblers, and it worked out. But yeah, I would say have a backup plan.
Yeah, and on the same token as that, part of building that backup plan is I would just stay in school and try and learn and become as intelligent as you can, and that'll just in turn, whatever area you go into, you'll be able to succeed. Why is this funny? I'm being serious. I'm trying to
I know
be
you are,
genuine.
and it was actually great advice.
Let me ask you, because every time we talk to our student athletes, it's a great point.
Stay in school and
And Deanna,
Be intelligent.
Deanna, do you have a coach along the way, whether it's your present coach or a past coach? Is there one coach that stood out to you that made a difference in you as a player?
Yeah. My first coach, Peggy McGarry, she was an awesome coach and taught me a lot and really helped with me off the field and on the field.
And the same with you guys. Who was the person when you were coming up, way before Chip Kelly? Who was the one, who was the guy or the woman, whoever it was, that, gave you the motivation and, it just kept pushing you along the way, wouldn't accept, second best?
Yeah, that's a great question. I have to say my college strength coach, the guy that moved me to offensive line, he was the guy that showed a lot of confidence and faith in me, and in turn that made me work harder and try and achieve things, knowing that he felt that I could do it.
I would probably say my dad, because he got to me before any of the other coaches really did in the developmental stages, and he kind of didn't push sports upon me, but just kind of let me figure out myself that I really liked competing, and just kind of showed me the way.
How old were you guys when you got into sports as far as playing on teams?
Does T-ball count?
Yeah.
I guess
So you
whenever you start playing T-ball.
So is that like
Yeah,
like
I just-
before I
6
can
years
remember.
old?
T-ball real young. I didn't start playing football until I was in 7th grade. Well, I played soccer for like 6 years before that.
Were you guys always really aggressive, competitive?
Yeah.
That's just your nature?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in a house full of 3 boys, so we were just very competitive
Yeah.
with each other.
I saw the cutest thing on the way over here. I passed a little kid football practice, and they were off in the distance, and all I could see were their white pants that they were wearing, and so they're all in a group looking like popcorn, jumping up and down, waiting for their turn to go, and then one little kid, all you could see, I was at a stoplight, all you could see was little white leg running, and then crashing into the coach who had one of those great big pads, and he bounced back, and then he'd jump up and down, and then the next thing I would come around, and I was like, these guys are thinking about you, right? Like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go out there. Like, how many of them got to stay up late last night to watch the Eagles just annihilate the Panthers, which was awesome. So I just, it was like my little moment of like, it's cool. Like, they need to know that these guys are out there doing what you're doing,
That's awesome.
So you're role models, and you should take that seriously too.
I do.
The end.
We're going to be back and continue in just a few more minutes
Thank you,
here.
Deanna.
Thanks, Deanna.
Thank you.
Deanna's awesome.
Best of luck.
Eagles Primetime Live, Jason Kelsey, Todd Herman, to Doc and Andy on 92.5 XTU.
As well, it was super.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome.
yeah.
That's very cool.